Yeah, I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna come right out and address the elephant in the room and clear the air, almost kind of sort of just rip the Band-Aid off and tell you the God honest truth here. And some of you may agree, some of you may disagree, some of you may hate it. I've pretty much given up on comments and all that, so, you know, there's really not much that will really bother me at this point, but here goes, folks. Let's just get it out in the open. Let me just tell you the truth here, okay? The C8 ZR1, the Corvette C8 ZR1 is not a supercar. There, I said it.
Everything's mirrored so I can see me. But back there, do you mean the...
It's a good one. The richest people in America don't chase trends. They own the boring businesses no one talks about. I guess now would be no better time than ever than to point out and not alienate Mustang owners. The GTD is here, but even it's not a supercar. I mean, if we're categorizing supercars by the same metric, that no American-made manufacturer can produce a supercar, right? And I've got this TikTok that popped up on my FYP this morning. And I wanted to share that with you guys because it really hit home. It resonated with me this morning. And they said only future millionaires will see this on their FYP. September will be your best possible month ever. But I think she's right. I think she's right.
Had endless giggles under 30 miles an hour. That's typically not something you would say for a Porsche, even a McLaren, to be honest. And those are cars I obviously glaze a lot on this channel, but that's what really is cracked here with the ZR1 and the Z06, honestly, is that super low speed enjoyment. This car is a blast to drive in every scenario. And I think that's what's so important about cars like this, is that, yeah, you could take it to the track and go 10/10 and go faster than your wildest dreams, but then you could also just take it to the grocery store for 10 minutes and have the time of your life. That's what I think this is bringing to the table that the European manufacturers just aren't quite getting. You know, a Ferrari at 20 miles an hour is not really that fun, at least a new one. A Porsche at 20 miles an hour is not really that fun, at least a 911, which is like the closest comparison to this thing. And then McLarens as well. And then once you get into the hypercar territory, they become even more compromised and stuff like that. And those are...
This time it ain't just about being fast.
that was nuts. So even with wheel spin and going uphill, we still got 3.35 seconds. That's pretty wild. It's really once you get past third gear that it really starts to feel like an 1,000 horsepower car. Once you get past third gear, that's when it just starts pulling, and you feel it pulling harder, but then you can also feel how much further you can go, how much left there is in the power band, which is a lot. There's a lot left in the power band after third gear. It is gnarly.
I think what it comes down to is really something as simple as just an honest misunderstanding. Hear me out, folks. Well, maybe not. But it seems like it's really dark in here. I don't know if this will help. But it seems like it's just an honest misunderstanding from at least as far as I can tell. And the feedback that I've gotten so far, I didn't know this was going to open the sunroof. I just wanted to open the shade. I wanted to open the shade. But you can't open the shade and close the sunroof at the same time. It's one or the other. It's all or nothing. I guess that looks a little bit better, a little bit brighter. But hey, look at the bright side. If it's an American-made car, the bow tie on the front, the blue oval, doesn't matter what it is. If it's an American-made car, well, I take that back. It doesn't matter. It does matter, because if it's a C8, well, we know where they're made, and they're avoiding tariffs. So, yeah, there's a plus. There's a perk to American-made supercars, because the European, Italian, German imports, well, they're expensive and they're junk.
We're in this Porsche Cayman 718 GT4 RS. This is the last year of the 718 Cayman. Do you go with this car, or should you go with the mighty 911 GT3? Let me take you on a tour. The older 7-inch infotainment system, I don't give a damn, because this car is all about the driving performance, switches and buttons for your dual climate control, 7-speed PDK, that's a dual clutch. You can't get a manual in this car like you can in the 911 GT3. Carbon fiber trim throughout the whole vehicle. Best cup holders in the auto industry, totally hidden. 2 drinks, but guess what? You're not drinking in my GT4 RS. Race seats, Wysock RS package embroidery with the Wysock racetrack. There's all your exposed carbon fiber, Twinkie yellow seat belts. That's worth an extra 5 horsepower. Triple gauge cluster with that large tachometer right in the center. Red lines at 9,000 RPM. Nothing but wheel in this car. Race text all the way around. Yellow stitching. No buttons or switches for goofy things like Bluetooth or radio controls. Metal magnetic acting paddles for that 7-speed PDK transmission. The last of the real ignition twist turns to fire up the flat 6. Pedal box right out of a Porsche race car. Aluminum brake pedal, throttle, and dead pedal. The same engine as the 911 GT3. 4-liter flat 6. Porsche decided to nip and tuck some of the horsepower, so it's 493 horsepower compared to the 911 GT3 has 503 horsepower. Does have the Wysock package, 25% more downforce than the 718 GT4, 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds, top speed 197 miles an hour, and this car will do the quarter mile in 11 seconds flat.
You just found the 2023 Chevrolet Corvette. This vehicle is an outstanding buy with fewer than 10,000 miles on the odometer. The Corvette brings driver-centered comfort and refinement to a competitive street-legal race car. Its aggressive power and agility mesh with state-of-the-art customizable driving technology to create a unique and elevated driving experience. The following are some of this vehicle's highlighted options: heated steering wheel, head-up display, ceramic brakes, tires performance, V8 engine, forged wheels, navigation system, keyless entry, active suspension, heated mirrors. Become one with the road or track when you take the wheel of the Corvette. Test drive it today.
And this is the same C8 Z06 from that video. And I'm really partial to my black wheels, but those wheels actually look kind of cool. And this is a damn good looking car. I haven't seen a Emira in person, and although it could use a bath. 2024 Lotus Emira First Edition, MSRP 104,180. This with the automatic transmission and the powertrain being the 2-liter, 400 horsepower mid-mounted inline 4. Single twin scroll turbocharger, which I believe is the Mercedes variant of power plant. This is a damn good looking car. This is a good looking car. I like the vents in the hood or the frunk, because we are mid-engine back here. I'm gonna have to look into one of these. I don't know about 101,000 for a 4-cylinder, but this is a cool looking car. Probably feels really good tossing it around. And you guys know how I feel about my hard top coupe, or just a coupe, I guess. But this convertible, or hardtop convertible in red, with the Z07 package, it looks like, and wing, carbon ceramics. This ain't a bad spec here. This ain't a bad spec here. 7,000 miles for a 2023 3LZ. I don't remember what they were asking for it. I'm gonna have to pull that up and look at it. The Orlando Premier Collection. Which, honestly, this collection here is actually kind of small. We got this Z06. We got this Aston Martin, which I don't really know which one any of these are. This one says Vantage on the back. So I got a little cheat code. Not sure about this one. Interesting mirror setup for the folding mirrors. And this is, okay, I don't know what this is, but it's 320 grand. And I don't know if the papers on the dash are to protect the leather so it doesn't shrink, or if it's just they printed too many. And this is actually green. I thought it was black. This is actually green. Cool interior. We got an older Aston. We got a throwback to my Macan, which I don't think this is a GTS, but I do like the black door cards and door blades, and these are actually textured. And what I didn't have are these roof rack rails, which is really cool. But I didn't know you could get this with a sunroof delete. So I really like my sunroof. This one's got red interior, which wouldn't be my first choice, but it's a Macan S. I think that's a customer's car. Audi S5, maybe, S4. Nice color. I like the bronze wheels. And then we have this, which, you know, kind of seems like Aston Martin's version of a Porsche Macan. I know absolutely zero about Aston. 282,000 for this, which I gotta tell you guys, I don't really know what this is, but I do know that those carbon ceramics are shiny as fuck. But I don't see 282,000. But that's just me. Maybe I'm just not well versed, well read on Aston to understand and know why. And I'd love to know what the depreciation looks like on something like this. 697 horsepower, 4-liter twin turbo V8. 697 horsepower, 4-liter twin turbo V8. I have 600 and something horsepower, 5.5 liter V8, naturally aspirated, for half that price, less than half that price. You can get that over there, which I think that guy is looking to trade in his S4 for Z06, which can't blame him. So, granted, this has a back seat. Maybe it's far more practical, I guess. But, you know, this is actually a funny story because people would, it's definitely a conversation starter about.
So it did not work out very well.
I'm interfering with her studio over here. It's definitely a conversation starter from the standpoint of why I wear a Porsche hat and drive a C8 Z06, for which I didn't bring my hat today. But there is a Porsche dealership around the corner over there. I'm gonna go over there and see if they have another red hat. Granted, red has been discontinued, so I bought a black one. But I also see what they have on the lot as far as inventory. But one of the other talking points is, well, Kevin, you bought your C8 Z06 from a Porsche dealership. Obviously, whoever had it traded it in for a Porsche because Porsches are better than Corvettes. And so I just want to know, do you think somebody traded this in for an Aston Martin? Do we have anyone out there who's willing to put their neck out on the line and saying that Aston Martin is better than a C8 Z06? I would be shocked if they did. But to each their own. You know, it's only money, and it's all subjective. You can buy whatever you want, like whatever you want, hate whatever you want. And honestly, I wasn't a hardtop convertible fan, but this red one's really making me think. Really making me think. Is there a convertible in my future? Perhaps maybe my wife's future? And this X5 sounds like he got like a downpipe on it, a tune maybe. But yeah. What do you guys think? And when you think about how much they want for that, for a V8 twin turbo version of this, minus ZR1 power and performance, who in their right mind would want to buy this? I don't even know if it looks good. My oh my, how times have changed, because I remember the last time that I came over here, they had no cars. Now, look at all these cars. Look at all these cars. What? Can they not sell them? Can they not sell them?
Oh, that's pretty.
I'm not a Bentley fan, but
That's pretty.
that is pretty tasty looking.
Look how sparkly that Tesla is.
What do you think, Tesla or Taycan? I'm taking the Tesla. I'll take the Tesla over the Taycan. Look at this. Somebody traded in a Ferrari for a Porsche? Hardly. Let's see what else we got over here. Got a Tundra, probably needs a new engine soon. New Model Y, 3, GT4.
Official Ferrari dealer trailer. I think it's a Ferrari in it.
Yeah, I got transport. Is that gentian? Needs a paint correction bad. Got a Nürburgring sticker on the back. There's big money down here, or over here in Orlando. G-Wagon. Is that an 812? No, that's a F12. That's a F12, I think. But I'm just gonna roll up in here and see if I can buy a hat.
I need a red hat, damn it.
That's it. I gotta find service so I can see if I can go straight to service and dodge all the salespeople. See if I can just get a hat.
Oh, that's a fun thing.
Got a little bit of Carrera T action going on. Oh, we got a little bit of turbo spool. Oh, spool going on. Maybe got downpipes. But as we all know, thanks to enthusiast, the 992 Carrera T isn't all it's cracked up to be, folks. And even though we've owned multiple Porsches, we were walking into this dealership looking exactly like not the Porsche clientele that they would expect. Even though we could probably get whatever we wanted here with the right credit rating, credit approval. Except for this 4x4 squared, this 4x4 squared G63 might be a little bit out of our price range at $335,992.
Carbon fiber fenders, carbon fiber just for shits and giggles.
$335,992 for 2023. This thing is 3 years old, and it's over $250,000. It's over a third of $1 million. Is that right? Over a third of, no one ever says that. A third of $1 million. And then we got this 392. This actually might be more sought after than anything else here. Is this 392 Rubicon? Well, we're just doing this for the visual. Let's see if it improves my video quality. All right, where's the hats? So we're in the presence of uber wealth, extreme luxury. We gotta speak quietly because there's a lot of money here. There's a lot of money being wasted here.
This is nice. I like this. That's a nice looking shirt.
I think their merch is good.
Yeah, the merch is nice. I really like that color.
Let's
It
see.
looks really good on you.
$65 for a t-shirt.
But look, it's got rubber on it. I don't even know how you wash that.
Yeah, you don't. It's like a Porsche. You just buy it and never use it and hope it appreciates and goes up in value 40 to 50 years from now. Barring any unforeseen events and tariffs.
Look at the pretty.
I don't even know what these are.
You can swap the colors. $145 to swap your little thing.
There's a hat selection. I doubt that they have any of the black ones in red.
We can find out.
Maybe. Ain't nobody back here. Let's be honest here. That's probably about the only Porsche I could afford.
Yeah, no,
$95. No dice on the red hat.
And these vacuum seats right here.
But check out service. It's like a lab. It's like a super clean lab. And then we enter into the waiting area for the folks who can't just drop off their car and leave, or get a loaner, or have a spare Porsche to drive in the interim. But actually now might be a great time to buy a Porsche, really, because according to Lucky Lopez, the banks are pretty much approving any and everybody trying to recoup some of their losses that they have basically put themselves in this bind of because of the pandemic and COVID and some insanely jacked up car valuations that just aren't holding out like people hoped or expected or thought or wanted. And even if you have a repossession that's like 6 months old, you can still get a new car or a used car and get a loan. It's easy. Now I will hand it to Porsche. You got something to say?
No.
I will hand it to Porsche that they definitely got almost pretty much probably, I don't know if I can say any other dealership, but definitely compared to Chevrolet, the bow tie, the dealership experience is museum quality. And they just brought this in, which is, you know, that's your thing. Right.
Unless you heard the tires squealing.
Unless
You break your wrist, too.
unless you heard the previous owner screaming after realizing the depreciation, moments driving it off the lot.
I like vegetables. There's no fennel. So it should be fine. I like that. You can drive it. Take whatever you want. I don't know how this works.
How does high rates and low inventory impact your revenue? How does high rates and low inventory impact your revenue and sales goals?
Well, I think high rates and low inventory for the real estate market at large has translated into lower transaction volume because homes are less affordable now and there are less homes available for sale because people are staying put with their 3 and 4% mortgages. But for co-ownership, we actually have started to experience a bit of a tailwind from high interest rates because the alternative to co-owning a home is buying the whole thing. And when interest rates go up, it impacts whole home affordability about 8 times more than it impacts owning a Picasso. So we're seeing more people gravitate from whole home ownership to co-ownership as a result of the affordability challenges. And we think that that trend is going to be here for quite some time.
But simply put, it's a freaking hypercar.